Class is in session. Professor J here, and got some more viewer battles for you guys today. Today we're going up against a couple of friends, Steven and Gaston. Gaston is G, Steven Barracuda 6, and just a couple of friendlies. 3-player free-for-all. So as you guys can see here, I decided to start off with Pokemon Trainer. Steven playing Mr. Game & Watch, and G playing as Ness. So I'm getting a little bit sandwiched in there in the beginning. So whenever I'm going up against somebody who I haven't really fought in a very long time, I like to start by playing somebody with whom I feel pretty comfortable. And Pokemon Trainer is actually the character I've probably been playing the most of at this point. I just recently went to a local tournament and played a lot of Pokemon Trainer, almost exclusively, and did pretty decently. So felt pretty good about it, although at the beginning I ended up taking a considerable amount of damage. I realized that I needed to play it a little bit safer. So we see there Gaston making it back to stage. I tried to apply the pressure off stage, but he did a good job of fading away. The F Smash, though, will definitely take both those characters. Mr. Game & Watch being one of the lightest characters in the game, and Ness not being not a whole lot heavier, really. You can see just a second ago, Gaston was using Ness's down smash to edge guard. The Yo-Yo actually has a lingering hitbox now, which it didn't have before, so it's a fantastic edge guarding tool. The weirdest thing about 3-player free-for-alls is that everybody is trying to fight. You have two people trying to fight one another, and then there's one person who's constantly going to be picking at them. So you really have to be careful and choose your battles wisely. You can see I'm already up at 185%. So once I get beyond a certain percentage threshold with Pokemon Trainer, I just stay Charizard because there's no point in being one of the two lighter characters. Oh, there we go. There you see the ability of Squirtle's Waterfall to KO off the top of the stage. That's something that not many people know about. It kind of takes people by surprise, as you can see. And if you can see that Steven is playing against Mr. Game & Watch, and whenever you're fighting Mr. Game & Watch, the one thing that needs to be on your mind at any time is is he going to hit me with that 9? So you have to be careful and space things out accordingly. One thing I did notice fighting these guys is that they didn't go off stage to ledge guard very much, and I mean with Ness that can be a very dangerous thing. But Mr. Game & Watch gets back pretty much for free because of how quick his up B is. So that's something that I was able to use to my advantage. Oh, there you can see. I don't know what happened, but Ivysaur's up B, the up special, went through the platform and then through it again and did not grab on, so I'm going to have to find out what that was all about. There you see Ness's up B KO potential, even from that side of the screen, took Mr. Game & Watch all the way to the other side, and with him being, maybe the third lightest character after Pichu and Jigglypuff, I think, it's not entirely surprising. So both Gas and I are on our second stock, Steven down on his first stock, and as a light character, he has to be extra careful at this point. Another way that Mr. Game & Watch can edge guard effectively is to use his new forward air, the bomb drop. You can use that almost like Villager's bowling ball right there at the ledge. Yep, picked him right up out of the PK fire. There we go. And then you see, you never want to be above Ivysaur for any reason. Between Bullet Seed and Up Air, and even Vine Whip, he has a number of tools that are fantastic anti-air. There we go. So we see the parry, down smash. That actually probably should have been a grab and a back throw. At the percentage he is, that Ivysaur does have a kill throw with his back throw, for sure. Yeah, and I'm up at 139. We're not switching away from Charizard at this point unless there is an emergency that requires us to use the mobility of the one or the other two characters. But even so, Ness's back here definitely going to close out that stock. That's a tough, hard-hitting move for sure. Ness's aerials, all pretty good tools. His new up air, a lot of people have been talking trash about just because it's not the big fat noggin, but it's actually a really, really good tool. And it's multi-hit, so it's great for going through Ryu and Ken's down Vs, for example. Alright, so at this point, Steven's been taking out just me and Gaston, him on 124%, me on 9, so obviously I'm at the advantage at this point. It's just a matter of figuring out how you're going to close out the stock, and there you go. A little bit of an unsafe landing with the up B enables me to come in and kind of close that out. with Squirtle's up smash, which covers a pretty good range. So you don't have to have pinpoint accuracy. It's not like you're out here using Sheik's diamond cutter or anything. So now it's going to be young Link, Yoshi, and Gaston's playing Greninja. Yoshi, one of the more annoying characters I've found in Smash Ultimate, and this battle is no exception. He's incredibly fast. A lot of his new moves are definite improvements. His new up air is a fantastic tool, and the fact that his jumping super armor enables him to kind of get through a lot of things that would cause more other characters to flinch a little bit more. Another big change that they made to Yoshi is his eggs. The eggs actually can bounce on the stage now, which is something they've never been able to do before. So young Link, and probably my favorite, either my favorite or my second favorite character in this game. The main difficulties that I have with him, and that I think a lot of people have, are one, he's just very, very light. So he gets KO'd relatively early. And two, and this kind of goes with that, is he has difficulty getting the KO. He only has a couple of moves that that reliably get the kill. Talking about forward smash and up smash, and forward air mainly. Sometimes back air, or an up air if you're at the top of the screen. Same thing with up special. But for the most part, he's really good at racking up damage, and sometimes a nair. A nair can also get a KO. I think that you'll actually see me get a nair KO at one point in this fight. Greninja is another character that I think a lot of people are underestimating just because of the whole Greninja nerf fiasco in Smash 4. His Shadow Sneak in particular seems to be, I think, improved. It was good in Smash 4, but I think it might be better now. Other than that, I'm not sure what changes were made to Greninja. I never really played him too much. Now, something that I'm not sure I'm able to pull off today, but that you should be aware of if you're fighting against a young Link, is if they pogo you with the down air, if they get down air just by holding it, if they switch to up air immediately, that's a pretty reliable follow-up. So you can actually get hit with down air, up air just by them bouncing off of you. So make sure that if a young Link does hit you with down air, that you maneuver away somehow. Alright, so I've already been KO'd once at this point by Yoshi's forward smash, so I'm definitely on the lookout for that. He almost got me with the down B just a second ago. And there you see that Gaston was actually using Greninja's taunt to do damage. It lifts the opponent up off of the ground. That and Luigi's down taunt, I think, are the only two that do damage in the game. I could be mistaken. Yeah, there he closed out both of our stocks and throws a little taunt in there, which is well earned at this point. So we're all sitting on 2 stocks. Gaston with a slight disadvantage, going for a little pogo action of his own with the down air. Yeah, you don't want to be stuck between 2 other characters that are applying shield pressure. That is a quick ticket to shield breakdown, for sure. And mash to get out of there. And I came out with the down air because I knew that I would be above him, and if he tried to jump up and get a follow-up, Yoshi doesn't have those same invulnerable hitboxes that young Link does. And jump up with that was an air. That probably should have been an up air to try and catch Greninja's landing. And there he gets me with a shield break because of the combined attack power of both of them, and runs up and accidentally jabs, and now enabling me to get out. If that had been a forward smash, that would have definitely been a KO. That was a pretty dangerous nair on my part as well. I'm not necessarily playing my my best smash right now, but oh there, yeah, I just jumped and landed straight in front of the forward smash. Yeah, sometimes when we're playing in a free-for-all, we lose sight of the finer points of, tech and actually thinking. There we go, more pogo action from young Link. Now we're all on 1 stock, so regardless of some of the bonehead things I've done up until now, we still managed to be at least on par stock-wise. It is anybody's game at this point. One thing that I see some of my opponents doing that's a little bit dangerous, but sometimes it's paying off, just charging a smash attack in place. If you're going up against a character that has projectiles, that's kind of free damage for them, so it's something to be aware of. Up air not going to KO at that percentage. Yoshi is deceptively heavy, so it's going to take a little bit more than that. It would probably take 2 or 3 more of those, honestly, for that to work. There, unfortunately, Steven going down off the side of the stage. That might have been a missed input, honestly. And now it's just me and Gaston. You saw me going for the up air follow-up. There we get the down smash. Youngling's down smash at ledge at that percentage. That's definitely going to be enough to do it, for sure. So, a narrow victory for that one. Alright, now Villager, Ike, Mega Man, Steven on Ike, Gaston on Mega Man. So we see Gaston kind of sticking to the more technical characters, Greninja, Mega Man. Steven enjoying the brute force here with Ike. Ike is a character that's considerably improved, especially as far as his aerials are concerned. They come out much faster, and even his up air is just, it's not just that it's faster, but the actual hitbox has been improved considerably. Something I unfortunately don't make too much use of in this fight is Villager's pocket. I used it a couple of times, but I'm really more taking advantage of his off-air potential and his spacing ability, because against Ike in particular, that enables me to kind of keep him out and avoid these gigantic smash attack hitboxes that he's throwing out. Another good thing about Villager, as opposed to Isabelle in particular, is the Lloyd Rocket, his side special, which she doesn't have, is a fantastic tool for zoning, and it enables me to cancel out pretty much any of Gaston's projectiles. There we go, we see a projectile of my own, the bowling ball, which is technically a projectile. One of the stronger smash attacks. There we go, we see that Steven's taking advantage of Ike's quick ether on stage, because just like Chrom, once you get caught up in it, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get out. Still applying pressure with the gyroids, but yeah, Ike's dash attack definitely going to be more than enough to take out Villager, who's a relatively light character, and doesn't really, at that point in the stage, doesn't really have any answer for that. There was no way I was coming back. Oh, there we go. Faded back just enough to being to avoid being taken down by Ether. That would have been unfortunate right after, making sure that he wasn't coming back. Much like Isabelle can control the stage using her down special, so too can Villager. So by keeping the tree planted and sticking up out of the ground, I can kind of carve off a piece of land for myself and say, hey, this is mine, don't come over here. And there's always the threat that I might cut the tree down, which I think I do hit somebody with at one point. Or maybe hit them with the axe. It's a fantastic projectile, it's incredibly powerful. And also the tree has a hitbox as it comes up out of the ground too, so. There we go, we see some shield pressure being applied to Steven, but then, he's avoiding being hit and throwing out the counter instead of the shield, so he's doing a good job of preserving that shield and making sure that he still has it. One rough thing about the pocket with Mega Man's side smash, yes, you can pocket it. However, by throwing out the pocket animation, we can charge smash attacks so long now that Gaston could just continue charging, and let go once the pocket animation is over. So Steven, unfortunately, once again, unable to get back to the stage with Ike's limited linear recovery. You're either going up or you're going sideways. You're not really going on a diagonal. There we go. We see the hitbox of the tree as it comes up out of the ground. And don't worry about me air dodging off stage. With Villager, you can come back from just about anywhere. Same thing with Isabelle. They get back for free, kind of like King K rule. One move that you'll see me throw out a lot with Villager is Nair, neutral air. Just short hop Nair is a fantastic juggling tool to use against other people. And yeah, there we see the problem with a 3-player fight. Gaston very focused on me off stage, just trying to keep me off, keep me from getting back. Steven just runs up and charge smash attack right in the back. Now, I'm not sure if you see me do it in this fight or not, but Villager and Isabelle's pocket animation also gives them a couple of frames of invulnerability. So it's almost like using a spot dodge, and at the same time being able to, obviously, pocket a projectile, which is fantastic. It's a great move. There we go, we see Villager's back throw. That is his kill throw. And I was just waiting for him to get within turnip range, but while I was doing that, Gaston said, "Here, you can have this this charged forward smash. I got that for you." At this point, I'm up 3 stocks to 1. So I can afford to take a little bit of damage. There we go. We see me playing with the pocket a little bit, hitting him with his own blade. Up smash. Now you can mash when you get buried by villagers down smash, just like you mash when anybody buries you in the ground. There we go. Gonna have my tree up. So I can apply that pressure. Now he's in my area. I try and get him with the tree, but he very wisely goes ahead and uses the up special recovery to kind of get out of the way of it. There we go, another tree, but his, as you can see, his dash animation. Oh, that's the X. His dash animation canceled out the power and the hitbox that the tree was providing as it was coming up out of the ground. But yeah, when the tree is out of the ground, Villager's Down special becomes the X. Axe has great lateral knockback, so it was pretty easy to go ahead and cancel out that last stock. So here we see me going with a character that's a little bit different than most of the characters I play. So I kind of prefer characters who can apply pressure from range, Ivysaur, Young Link, Villager, etc. Sometimes, though, you just got to play a bruiser and you want to put the hurt down. So apparently, Steven was of the exact same mindset because we see him going with Little Mac here. So Sheik is definitely the odd one out. Not to say that Sheik can't apply pressure and get the KO, but it's definitely harder. Sheik only has a couple of options for that. You know, talking about up smash, up air when you're pretty high up, to a certain degree, side smash, and bouncing fish as well. But, you know, it requires that the opponent be, you know, relatively high up in percentage. Whereas with Ganondorf and Little Mac, you know, once they're at, you know, 30% or so, that's potentially KO percent. So essentially what Gaston has to do here, especially being a lighter character, is he has to avoid getting hit. We see him already down here at 2 stocks, although that was more of an SD, honestly. But yeah, he needs to play evasively and just chip away at us and let us knock each other out, essentially. Which is something that Steven is clearly very interested in. You can see him coming after me pretty hard in this fight. After the last few, you know, trying to see if targeting me early will be helpful. So yeah, Little Mac's limited recovery coming through there. It's better than it used to be, but it's still bad, you know. You can up B after side B, but, you know, at the same time, it's not particularly great as the recovery goes. So there we can see, you know, got Ganondorf's down air on stage. Powerful, powerful move. And at this point, I'm up 4 stocks to 2. So I can afford to goof around a little bit. And I do, you know, you're going to see in a little bit I start going for, oh, that was painful. I start going for the Warlock punch. I'm not sure I actually landed in the fight, but I wanted to see if I could pull one off. Pretty ballsy forward air from Little Mac there, from Steven, you know, off stage. It's difficult to play with Little Mac off stage, but it is possible. Unfortunately, the rough recovery coming in again. So now it's 4 stocks to 1. They kind of take a moment there to regroup. Going for the edge guard here, clearly, both of them. So that was Sheik's Diamond Cutter, the up smash move. That is definitely one of her KO options. There we go. We see Ganondorf's new down smash, which is essentially Cloud's smash, down smash. Making it back. Yep, making it back. 158%. Ganondorf is a heavy character, so you know he's gonna live for a while. I was trying to see if I could get the Ganon side on somebody there. And at this point, it's 76%. Sheik is definitely a KO percentage. So was I, though. Little Mac's dash attack can KO for sure. See if Steven manages to make it back from that. Oh, that was Gaston. Yeah, he did, of course. Being Sheik, yeah. Would have been more problematic for Little Mac. Unfortunately, Ganondorf's grab range still not great. So you really need to be almost overlapping the character, you know, in Jigglypuff rest range in order to get a grab with him. There we go. We see down special coming out. Remember what I've told you guys before. Ganondorf's Warlock kick has definite KO potential, just like Captain Falcon's at the very beginning of it. There's a lot of knockback. There's the Warlock punch. You'll see 1 or 2 more of those. I really wanted it. But, you know, even at a free-for-all, it's a move that's hard to land because it is so slow and telegraphed. It's, you know, here's another attempt here. If I'd reversed that, then yeah, that would have worked. And I think I actually end up losing the stock here. Yeah. So could have probably ended this fight with 3 stocks, but you know I wanted to goof off and go for the cheese, the big warlock punch. There's the back air. Gandorf's back air, just like his forward air and his down air, all tremendous amounts of knockback. Up air, not so much. It's really just more for throwing people off balance. All right, and then we have our next fight coming up. So here it's going to be Sheik and Fox, Gaston on Sheik, Steven on Fox, and me switching to Dark Samus, who is one of my surprise new favorites in this game. Not a great matchup against Fox, being that he has the reflector, of course. So this is something that I have to be aware of. He's going for the forward air direct down there. Having trouble getting back to the stage. Gaston doing a good job of applying pressure. There we go. I need a little bit of distance here. And drop down. Okay, it looks like I was going for drop down, down air, probably, but did not find it. There we go. Forward air again. Yeah, being that Fox has the reflector, this is a difficult matchup for Samus because, oh, there we go. We see back air coming out. Unfortunately, forgot that I still had a jump left and fast fell to my death, so I paid for it big time. Yeah, Fox able to reflect both side special and neutral special, so that's something that I have to be aware of. And he does reflect a couple of projectiles over the course of this fight, but, that comes with the territory. You definitely take a risk when you use a move like that. Gaston clearly feeling Sheik a little bit more this fight after last fight. Maybe just needed to warm up a little bit with the character. And that's something that happens when, you can see me, I'm switching characters every fight, so you don't necessarily get into a groove. But, I find it's a lot more fun being able to switch characters. In a game that has 70, whatever characters, 74, something like that, if you're only playing 1 or 2 characters, if you're playing competitively, seriously, then that's understandable because you need to be the best with the character that you're using. But if you're playing with friends, then, you might as well take advantage of how many characters there are in the game. Alright, so we're all down at 2 stocks right now, although Gaston, unfortunately, SDing at 57%. Going to need to play a little bit more carefully at this point. Steven and I still very low in percentage on our second stocks. Yep, got the back throw. Fox does not like, or Sheik, well, Sheik will be okay. Fox doesn't really like to be off stage because the only one, he falls so quickly. And then the second problem is the fact that there's a lot of predictability to his recovery. He's either going to side special, which he'll do either above the stage or on level with the stage, or he's going to, do his Fire Fox, his up special, but that has a lot of startup on it, so it's easy to drop down and mess with him during that. So here we can see Steven using the Fox Illusion, the side special, in the air to get back, a lot safer than dropping below, which, is definitely smart on his part because you don't want to be down low with Fox. He falls so quickly. So they're not even a fully charged neutral special, but big enough to knock him back for a second and enable me to run up and just neutral air him right off the stage. Fox is a fast character, he's a strong character, but he's also a light character. And these kind of limitations are what make him balanced, honestly, because otherwise he would be way overpowered. You see me run up, neutral air, down tilt, up air. Dark Samus's up air, like Samus's, good juggling tool. Yes, it can KO, kind of like, and it's very similar to Sheik's. But, you really need to be pretty high up or have them at considerable damage for that to work. And we see the charge neutral special. Of course, he's still living at this point. Just applying a little bit of pressure. And there we go. He was charging his forward smash on stage. I had the charge neutral special, so why not let go? It's not like he can use the reflector. And that was a pretty safe option. Got the W. Okay, so Fox and Sheik again, but this time King K. Rool for me. So once again, playing as a character who has some good ranged options and who has fantastic recovery. Much like Villager, honestly. So as you guys all know, King K. Rool has a lot of super armor on a number of his attacks, which allows me to get away with, especially in a 3-player, fight get away with a lot of things, like that down smash you saw earlier, and you'll see a few times, oh, back air, and still making it back. And then Gaston went down to try and get me, but, you know, unfortunately messed up Sheik's recovery, and that cost him the stock as well. So we have a pretty good early lead now. It may not look like much of a lead because we're at 89%, but remember, King K. Rool is one of the heaviest characters in the game, so he's not going anywhere for a while, especially with his fantastic recovery. Again with the back air, Fox being a character so light that there's nothing that he can do about that, honestly. Buried and forward tilt, yeah, you can mash out of that, but at a low percentage, the forward tilt is probably the fastest option King K. Rool has for a follow-up. Once it gets a little bit higher, then you want to use forward smash instead of forward tilt. The knockback is considerably better. Alright. So trying to go for the forward air there, just get whatever damage I can off stage, and you saw that as I was coming up, the propeller did clip Gaston's toe, which sent him up and enabled me to kind of get back on stage for free. So whenever King K. Rool is recovering and he's right next to the stage, definitely shield so the propeller doesn't hit you. Back throw KO there, but then I get taken out by a down smash from center stage, so that does have decent knockback. Going for another spike, although Steven's already had two, so that'd be mean. He makes it back just barely. Fox does have pretty decent recovery. It's just predictable and easy to take advantage of. But he gets back from pretty far. Much like Falco. Not so much Wolf. If you guys have played any Wolf, you know what I'm talking about. His recovery options are very limited. Down smash, yep, from center stage. It's going to take that stock. He was up in the 80s or 90s, and that's enough, honestly. Yep, so there we see Gaston's Needles interfering with my ability to edge guard Steven as he was coming back. Both on their last stocks, me up on 3. And you can see, oh, there, I tried to go for a counter because I thought that since we were both flying backwards together that Steven might throw out a nair or something like that. There we go, we see neutral air going for the down air, but no dice there. Are we making it back? We're making it back? Yes. And there we see the propeller clipping the foot again. Yeah, that was, I looked like a forward smash maybe. There we go, forward tilt. Oh, I was going for the down air. That would have been a hype moment for the end of the fight, but no dice. Good drag down with the forward air. A big target like King K. Rool doesn't really have much of an answer for that. And the down smash, which, as you can see, did have the super armor on it. So, great games to both Steven and Gaston. Thanks for playing, guys, and hopefully we can do it again soon. Class dismissed.